So I'm sure we've all played an Arkham game in our time. If you haven't, what are you doing? I've always found it interesting to figure out why do people hate Riddler Trophies so much? Ever since we played through the Arkham games, I can't think of a time, maybe an Arkham Knight, when you do enough Riddler Trophies for Riddler to just go back and say, no, you gotta do them all. That was probably the first time I felt annoyed by them. But fundamentally, they just felt like a part of the game. I always got confused when people thought that they were lame and the worst part of the game, when it's actually quite good. Like, there's something extra to find, and there's a collectible to do, and they're not actually just free to get. You know, like in Gotham Knights with the Batarangs. You know, you have to actually earn the trophies, which is what you want. And I'm sure you're thinking what I'm thinking. Where does Batman put all these trophies? Well, in Arkham Origins, what Enigma does the data file packs, which are probably just like downloadable stuff that Batman can just scan. I mean, you see him pick them up, but like those are like way too hefty to keep in his pocket. But the Riddler trophies, I'm sure, you know, Edward in his prison at Arkham was probably figuring out the perfect way to troll Batman. You know, so he came up with the Riddler trophy. And you always think when Batman grapples a Riddler trophy and it comes to him, like it just disappears and goes straight through him, but like it's got to go somewhere. You know, I'm sure Rocksteady thought, how does Batman hold all these things? And you think, what did Enigma do to make them easily collectible for Batman? Well, there's probably one or two theories. First theory is that it's like, once it's touched, it like combusts and just like melts or like disintegrates. So like as soon as it's touched, the sensor's triggered that it's been collected, and then the trophy just like disintegrates upon impact. So that's one. Most plausible is that like the trophy is literally just that, and it just goes through him, and he just stores them somewhere. Or third option is that they're like foldable, you know, and they just like neatly fit in his belt. So you can make your mind up how he does that, but it's probably the first option because you literally see that happen in the game. And Batman's not keeping all those for himself, is he? I'm sure Batman felt very well punching Mr. Riddler in the end of Arkham Knight, because that was a pain. But it wasn't a pain, you know, it was like, when you're trying to do the puzzles, it's like, it's engaging and entertaining, and sometimes annoying when the map doesn't show where it actually is. I'd say that's probably the most annoying thing, but beyond that, like, I've never had a problem with the Riddler trophies, but I guess that's a question I want to ask you guys. What do you think? Did you always hate the trophies, or do you just think they were just something there to collect and do once the story's done? But yeah, that's about it. Thoughts on the Riddler trophies? We're done here.